going on, everyone? It's Bray, which code you find jewelry, Shore Personal Jewelry. In this video, I want to make a quick review on the 20 versus 22 inch length. These are the most popular lengths, and honestly, I got about 20 minutes until FedEx arrives to pick up your guys' Jacoji Gold. So I'm a man that wears many hats around here. So I gotta get to it because Jacoji Informed Reviews are live, and I hope this helps you. With that being said, let's get started. I selected 3 different setups of chains because I want to make a few points, and these will be very helpful for you guys deciding on the 20 versus 22 inch. Now, backstory, we've sold a lot of chains over the years. The 22 inch is the most popular by far. If I'm gonna order any of these chains right here, I have a 6mm 20 inch rope, a 5mm diamond cut 22 inch Franco, both in 14 karat yellow gold. I'm gonna order double the amount of 22 inches compared to 20 inches, and that's the same with 24 inches. That's how popular 22 inches is, but the 20 inch is still very popular and it works for some, not for all. So it is important if you're debating to just listen to what I gotta say and show the visuals up first. And I want to throw these chains on as well as throw the B-rolls across screen so you guys can kind of see it from afar and see the difference. Now, when you compare any length, a 20 versus a 22 inch, really guys, there's only about an inch in between the spacing. A lot of people think there's 2 inches because there's a 2 inch difference. No, there's an inch on each side. So we're talking about an inch, and generally when you're talking about chains, it's very small. We're talking about millimeters, we're talking about 1 inch. So but the small details in those millimeters and in those lengths make a big deal. That's why you guys are taking the time out of your day to watch. So point number 1, about an inch in between when you go to layer. Now, just take a look at me. I'm a bigger guy, 6'1", over 16 inch neck. I say that because this 20 inch might not, if you're a skinnier guy, it's gonna fit more like the 22 inch. Since there's only an inch difference, it's gonna drop more. So that is why you might consider a 20 inch. If you're not big old brain up here, then you might say, hey, I have a smaller neck. Sounds weird, but guys, it's serious. I have a smaller neck, it might drop, and that's gonna be true. So you might go with that 20 inch just because of the sizing. Another key point why I wanna throw this so you guys can really see is the thicker the chain, the more snug it's gonna fit. Not a huge difference, but like I said, these small differences when we're talking chains, jewelry, make a big difference. So it might just be the difference that you like or you don't like. So keep that in mind, but I want to start off with the big chains, the thick. The 6mm you'll see in the B-rolls as I was talking, 20 inch. Now just take a look at that. It is nice, but again, because of how thick it is, it does appear a little bit shorter, especially with a black shirt on, compared to the 5mm 22 inch diamond cut Franco. Up next, we have the most popular chains. We have a 3mm diamond cut Franco in 18 karat yellow gold 20 inch and a 4mm rope chain 22 inch. This 4mm 22 inch rope will go down as the most popular chain per unit sold by the end of the year at the 22 inch length. So I want to give you guys what everybody loves to buy, a 4mm 22 inch rope, and the 3mm diamond cut Franco could potentially be the second most popular chain per unit sold. It's the toss-up between this rope and the Franco. Overall, all lengths parities considered. So this is a popular stack. I wanted to show you a thinner setup because it definitely looks bigger compared to that 6mm rope. Cross screen, you're gonna see me wear that 3mm diamond cut Franco 20 inch. Now, on me, a bigger guy, it looks very simple and subtle. And that's why a lot of people love this chain. But when I was doing the B-rolls, it looks definitely different compared to that 6mm rope. It looks thin, and it just doesn't have the presence. Now, let me elaborate on that. On my neck, I got the 4mm 22 inch rope. Now you see it drop a little bit lower. And for me, I've always preached this. The 2-chain setup is great and effective. If you want the overall look, by going with the 22 inch, you have more gold going down your chest, or covering your chest, I should say, so it appears like you got more going on, just as a solitaire look overall. That's why for these sizes, I like the 22 inch, because a bigger guy like me, that 20 inch is just gonna kind of be up there and not a whole lot going on. I like that 3mm diamond cut Franco for a previous video I just did tucked in. It shows on the side, it's nice, but when I have it out, it just looks a little bit lost on me. Now, another huge point as to why I personally, with what I have, is I don't like a 20-inch that much as a solitaire chain because how it fits on me, now this is just me, it is always tucking back in because most of the gold is on the back side of my neck. So when gravity does its work, because I should say that because that makes no sense, guys, but FedEx is coming in now 10 minutes. So I'm trying to get it out, but what I mean is it's always tucking inside. So if I want a solitaire chain that I want to show off and wear outside, the 20-inch, no matter what it is, because most of that gold's behind the collar line, it only drops about an inch outside or below the collar line. So naturally, just moving around, walking around, it tucks back inside of the shirt. And if you want to untuck, you might find that annoying. The longer the chain you have, because of gravity, there's more gold below that collar line, it'll stay like an anchor. So if that's important to you, 22-inch might be another reason as to why you should go with a 22-inch. Last but not least, I have a double stack 6.5mm yacht links 22-inch. Of course, I wanted to show the same exact width chain so you get a better idea, especially me talking right now. Just look at the difference here. I'll do a quick B-roll shot for you guys. Again, there's that inch difference. It's right below the collar line for the 20-inch on me. Again, moral of the story, it's different for everybody. Everyone's gonna have a different size than the 22-inch. It just is outside a little bit more, takes more, I have more going on. I love the subtle look, but for 20-inch, and that's why 20-inch is my favorite length to pair with the pendant, because when I add the pendant, it drops and anchors, and it just kind of sits up top, which I love that tailored look. I think a lot of people do, and that's why this video is important for you guys. So I have the 6.5mm yacht link 20-inch. When I was filming the B-roll, I said, dang, this actually looks better than the 22-inch. I like it, just the pattern and overall consistency of the yacht link. You get the same kind with a Mariner or a Figaro. It looks good, especially wider. And apples are not always apples, guys. It depends on the chain, the size. This looks really good at 20 inches. You guys let me know down below what you think, but for me, if I was choosing between the two on this, I would probably go 6.5 yacht link 20-inch because I just like how it lays on me and overall looks at that shorter length. That's kind of what I'm looking for these days. And then we have the 22-inch as well. Again, 22-inch does its thing, drops a little bit lower below that collar line or that shirt line, and just stays there. But either one of these looks is good overall. It just depends on, again, your body type and overall the look that you want. So guys, there's two big factors when trying to decide between that 20 versus 22. And I think the biggest one overall is your size, your neck specs, how it's gonna wear on you. Like I said, you could be at home a lot smaller than I am, and you order the 22 and it looks like a 24, or you order the 20 and it looks kind of like how you want it. So it really depends. You can't compare apples to apples with kind of wearing it and sizing. Some you kind of have to try on, and it depends on the link style, the width, all that good stuff. And then if you want the shorter, if you're kind of like this and you want the shorter look, you have to know that naturally just over time, it'll kind of sink in, and it's not a bad thing. But some people like are really OCD and want it a certain way. The lobster class up top all the time. But if you're like me, it's just kind of like whatever the day gives you. That's just how the chain is wearing. That's how I roll with it these days. So drop a comment down below what you like, 20 versus 22. That's it for today's video. FedEx is going to be here in 5 minutes, and we'll see you on our next jewelry video.